Well, everyone, I think the microphone's on. I think we're about ready to go. 7:23. I'd like to welcome you all here to Panther Stadium here in Inman, South Carolina for this round 2 playoff matchup between the Panthers of Chapman High School and the Lions of Daniel High School. Hi there, I'm Luke Ruff for what could be Chapman's last home game of the season. I'm really not sure, depending on how the playoff bracketing works out. From what I've seen, Chapman and Daniel are both listed as 1 seeds, and Wren and Woodruff, the other 2 teams that either one of these teams could face, are both 2 seeds. So theoretically, whoever wins tonight should get a home playoff game because they'd be the higher seed. So that means that if Chapman comes away with a W here, they should theoretically host the semifinal game against either Wren or Woodruff. I suppose we'll see. But until then, we've got what'll probably be a barn burner here tonight between Chapman and Daniel. Chapman won their first round playoff game against Powdersville 38-0 in a domineering defensive showdown. And in the meantime, Daniel hung 62 points on their first round opponent in Chester after a 62-30 win. Looks like we are about ready to see the Panthers run out of the tunnel. Got the cheerleaders lined up. Not sure if we'll see them come out or see the coin toss first. Oh, and those are Daniel's captains coming out onto the field there. You can see their feet just under the scoreboard. And there they go. So we should be seeing Chapman's captains here in a moment. And there are Chapman's captains just coming out past the 5. We'll try and get you some numbers here in a moment.
Captain tonight for the Lions, number 2, Jackson Crosby. Number 10, my son Kelly. 19, Jacob Hendricks. Number 62, Bryce Smith for the Panthers. Number 5, Andrew Call.
All right, so captains for the Panthers include starting quarterback Drew Settle.
Number 19, Cameron Gray. Number 66, Gabe Watson.
Yep, here we go. Drew Settle. Gabe Watson, I heard. Got Andrew Colacerdo and number 19, Colin Calvert. On the other side, we've got, looks like number 10, Misoon Kelly. Number 2, Jackson Crosby. Saw him taking a couple of reps at quarterback earlier. They got him listed as receiver. Number 19, Jacob Hendricks. And number 62, Bryce Smith. All right, and so Daniel wins the opening coin toss and has deferred to the second half. Chapman, it appears, is going to get the ball first. All right, and yep. So the Panther offense, again, coming off of a 38-point performance in which there were some pretty clear highs and lows. They had some drives where they got a lot of momentum going, and then there were some where they really just couldn't move the ball at all. We'll see if they got their offensive issues sorted out tonight. Again, Powdersville was by no means a pushover team. Chapman's defense just played, I mean, better than any defense I've seen in person. They had an outstanding game. Powdersville, again, their defense especially, put up a really good fight. Gave Chapman's offense fits at times, and I'm sure Daniels at least saw a lot of things to try and replicate on tape. We'll see if they can do that. They did give up 32 points to Chester in their last game. And the Lions are just to the right of the scoreboard, gathering up behind their banner. Should be an interesting matchup here. Something does have to give. You know, Daniel scored 62 points in their last game, and Chapman didn't allow a single point. So, reminds me a little bit of Super Bowl 48, I believe, between the Seahawks and the Broncos, where you had the #1 offense coming in against the #1 defense. Something had to give in that game. The defense prevailed over the Denver Broncos by a 43-8 margin. And there come the Chapman Panthers just a moment or two after Daniel came out of their tunnel. They like the move there, trying to get the fans a little riled up. You can hear, even in this limited capacity crowd, I think we're at, I'm not sure if it's 25 or 50%, but you certainly can't tell the difference. They are making some noise out here in Panther Stadium. And on the other side, you can very faintly see the crowd. From what I've been led to believe, we might have football royalty in the house here tonight. Dabo Swinney, is head coach at Clemson University, is rumored to be at this game because his son, Clay, is a receiver for the Daniel High School Lions. Let's see if we can get any more intel on that. I'm sure that's a big opportunity for a lot of Clemson fans here in attendance tonight. Also note that Daniel High School produced 2 NFL standouts that also attended Clemson, those being defensive end Shaq Lawson and wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Quarter #1, just about set to get going here. Chapman set to receive the opening kick. They've got 3 return men back. This seems to be something they have taken from Powdersville. The Patriots did the same thing last week. Didn't really seem to make much of a difference. I guess the idea is that if a kick is off to one side of the field, the return man doesn't have to run as far to grab it. He'll just pass it off to one of his teammates. Try and get some numbers here in a moment. And this kick is off. It's a high one, going to be fielded right around the 10-yard line. And it'll be taken out around the 30 and then, or to the 25, excuse me, and the return man is wrestled down at the 26. And not 100% sure on the number there. Try and grab that one as the game goes on. Till then, Drew Settle and the Chapman offense heading out onto the field.
Quarterback for the Panthers, number 17, Drew Settle.
And I think that's Andrew Colacerdo, a little RPO action straight over the middle. It is caught past the sticks, gain of 11 yards. It'll remain first down. Ball's going to come out to the 39-yard line. 3 receivers to Settle's right. This is something we saw a lot in the Powdersville game. They get to the line very quickly nowadays, and they're going to pitch this one out to 5. Again, I'm not sure if that's Colacerdo or Parker Jolly. There are 2 number 5s on this roster. And yep, that's a confirmation from the PA announcer. That is Andrew Colacerdo, listed as a linebacker out here getting a few carries. It'll be 2nd down and 4 after the pitch play to him. And Settle back to pass. Pocket collapsing. Got a man down the sideline. And that's going to be a gain of about 10. And that is Andrew Colasurdo, of course, brother of Chapman legend McKaylee Colasurdo. Led the Panthers to their state championship win last year against the Dillon Wildcats. Now a quarterback at Georgia State University. And Settle dropping way back for this one, loading up and heading downfield, and that one is over everyone's head by a solid 7 or 8 yards. So that'll take a little wind out of the sails of Chapman's offense. They'll have a moment to regroup. I'm sure the Daniel defense would like a moment to regroup as well. Chapman, again, it's as many times as I say, it never ceases to amaze me just how quickly they're able to get to the line of scrimmage after plays. It is definitely something to see, and definitely something to keep an eye on conditioning-wise for Daniel as this game progresses. Still, though, only 59 seconds off the clock here so far. And that was a keeper for Settle, and I don't know if that was a matter of him maybe might have been able to hand that one off, or to me it looked like Daniel just had both lanes really, really clogged up there. Walt Waddell was the motion man. Haven't heard a lot from him since that first game. Good to see he's back. And that's a big loss there. It's going to be 3rd down and 15. Split backfield for Settle. Looks like he's got Colasurdo, and this could be Derek Gentry. And both of them are going to go up for passes. Settle got a man in the corner. That's Waddell past the sticks. Oh, really threading the needle. That was a great throw there from Drew Settle, finding the soft spot in the zone, and good credit to Waddell to bend that route a little closer to the line of scrimmage, make that cut harsher than it might have been drawn up. Was able to find that soft spot in the zone coverage there and pick up a really, really good looking first down there. Four receiver sets. And Settle pump fakes, now looking deep, and he's going to be sacked. This defensive line has been getting some pressure already. That's the first time it's gotten to Settle, but again, that'll be something to keep an eye on as well. They have done, to this point, a really good job of not necessarily getting in the backfield, but collapsing the pocket and making Settle uncomfortable. 3 receivers to Settle's left. And Settle now looking to the far side of the field, just going to sling it up, and that one is overthrown as well. DJ Black, the intended receiver. And that makes 2 passes now that Settle has sent in that exact same area that have just been really airmailed. I don't know if that's his way of kind of throwing him away after seeing that his man's covered, or if they really are sailing on him. I don't think, yeah, that flag's not moving. There doesn't appear to be a breeze down here. 3rd down and 16 coming up for the Panthers. 3 receivers to Settle's left. Now they're going to motion Waddell across the formation. And Settle under some heat, going down the seam. He's got a man into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. That is Tim McClurkin. Oh, that was a great route there. I mean, it looked to me like they might have been running a cover 3 or something, but whatever happened, McClurkin just ran straight up the seam right between the safeties and into the end zone on 3rd and 16, no less. That is impressive. And now Ricky Montalvo out to attempt this extra point and put Chapman up 7-0. Drew Settle to Tim McClurkin for the first points of this game. And Montalvo's kick is up and good. That thing almost cleared the scoreboard. He had some leverage on that. So just like that, Chapman goes up 7-0. The Daniel Lions offense coming up here in just a moment. And so here we go. Ricky Montalvo still out on the field, ready to send this one as far as he can, I imagine. Looks to be 19 and 21 back to return for Daniel. That would be Javarius Hamilton and Jacob Hendricks. Again, not 100% sure on those numbers, though. And this kick might be headed into the end zone anyway. And, yep, there it goes. That was Hamilton and might be Josh Benson, maybe? The other return man doesn't matter now. 9 minutes and 28 seconds left in quarter number 1. And now the Lions offense heading out onto the field.
Number 16, Trent Pierman, quarterback for the Lions.
Trent Pierman, starting quarterback for the Lions. Saw him a little bit in warm-ups. And he's going to pump fake, got a man open down the seam, and that was Eli Merck. Kind of overran it a little bit. A bit of a miscommunication there. Looked like maybe some kind of cover 2 look from the Panthers. Had a cornerback right at the line of scrimmage and a safety playing deep. Pierman tried to hit his man in that soft spot between the zone and just could not connect. Second down, 4 receivers set. Pierman looking deep again. Got a man. This is Merck at the 30, and he's going to be taken down at the 33. It'll be a gain of 13. That's enough for a Daniel first down.
Brought there by Eli Hall. That'll be a Lions first down.
Sticking with that 4 receiver set, Chapman only has 1 safety deep, and he's really only about 10 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Nobody home on the left side of the field. That could be something to look at. And Pierman's looking that way, going deep, got a man open, and that pass was underthrown and still caught. Wait, hang on, was that picked? Chapman's sideline certainly seems to think it was picked, and man, what a play! That pass was intercepted. I think that was Andrew Melton, the junior cornerback, picking that one off. What a play! That was something else. I thought they were beat for sure. Pass was underthrown, and then Melton just with an outstanding ball hawking interception there. So it'll be first down and 10 for Chapman. If they can capitalize here and put Daniel down 2 possessions early, that would be absolutely monumental. 8 minutes and 42 seconds left to go here. And it's a high pitch. I think that was heading out of bounds, so no turnover there. But, yeah, it looks like Colasurdo is going to go ahead and check out of the game. Or are they keeping him in? I'm not sure. Not 100% sure if that play was on settle or Colasurdo. Pitch was high, and Colasurdo couldn't ring it in. So instead of first and 10, it's going to be second down and I think 17 coming up for the Panthers. And Settle looking to throw. Got a man on the slant. This is going to be a gain of about 6 yards. And call it a gain of 5, actually. It'll set up third down and 12. And Chapman moving quickly. Looks like they're going to have a switching Waddell and Cooper. 4 receiver set once again. Colasurdo still in the backfield. 2 safeties deep for the Lions. Settle takes a big drop. Got all day to throw. Has a man up the seam. That's McClurkin. Man, nice job to bend that route to the inside. And really, really nice catch at the end there, too. That's the second time that McClurkin's come in through the clutch tonight. Taking under 8 minutes left to go in quarter number 1 now. Settle under some heat. Ball is loose. And Chapman was able to fall on it. That's the second fumble so far for the Panthers. They haven't lost any, but that's got to be scary for the coaches. Not sure which offensive lineman fell on that, but good on them to bring it back in. Second down and 18 coming up. And they're going to pitch this one out to Colasurdo. This one hits him in the chest, and Colasurdo showing some nice running ability, able to get half of that back and set up 3rd down and 9.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
And they're actually going to call it 3rd and 8, so a gain of 10 there for the linebacker turned running back, it would seem. Colasurdo is still in the backfield. No personnel changes so far. Settle looking to the sideline, and that one is incomplete. Led Waddell a little too far on that bench route, and that will bring up the first punt of the night for either team. Ricky Montalvo looking to send this one deep. 4th down and 8 coming up. Waddell was open on that one, but you got to wonder if that hit was, or the hit on that last play was weighing on Settle a bit. Again, this Daniel defensive line has done a very, very nice job of getting pressure on the quarterback early. We'll see if they can replicate some of that pressure here on the punt. And they had a man coming through, and 5 was just unable to get there, and that was a really good job by the return man to step up and grab that one. It was Josiah Benson, it looks like, fielding that. And the Daniel offense will take over at, looks like the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10. Pierman looking back to pass, got a man in the flat, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards. Jordan Graydon, the receiver there, running back coming out of the backfield. 2nd down and 5 coming up. And a little read option there, going straight up the middle. It was the right read there by Pearman. I think it's going to be a gain of about 4. And are they going to move the sticks forward? I don't think they are. And nope, there they go. So 1st down and 10 coming up for the Lions. Chapman's DB still playing pretty aggressively here. Only got that one deep safety and everybody within 5 yards of their receiver. Of course, last time they did that, it turned out pretty well, and this time they had a man open. It was over his head. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Pass incomplete. Again, looks like the Panthers are playing a good bit of flat zone with safety help over the top. Those little sections about between 5 and 15 yards past the line of scrimmage on the sideline have been open so far. Daniels just struggled to hit them. And I imagine Chapman is going to keep playing that zone look until Daniel does hit them. And we got flags. I think this one may be going against the Lions. And yeah, they're already moving this one back. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 coming up.
Going back it up to the 28-yard line, bring up 2nd and 15.
So the crowd doing their part early on, forcing that false start penalty by the Lions. And same defensive alignment here, same everything it looks like. And now Pearman making a couple of adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Got 10 seconds on the play clock, no need to rush here. And he's got the snap. Looks like straight man coverage across the board, or maybe not. Dude was wide open. That was Jackson Crosby on the quick post route. Able to pick up about 20 yards on that. It'll be 1st down and 10. Ball spotted right at midfield on the 50-yard line. Daniel moving quickly. Under 6 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Now they're looking deep, and Pearman's going to take off. Able to get, he falls forward there at the end of that one, so it'll be a gain of 6. Yep, gain of 6. Ball's on the 44. 2nd down and 4 coming up here for the Lions. And Pearman hands it off. Going to be a gain of 3. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
Taking on the carry, Cameron Gray with the stop.
These downs and distances are where the Panthers thrived last week, especially when Powdersville tried to run it. They could not get anything going. And that Panthers defensive line not able to do as much here against Daniel in the early going. It'll be a gain of 3, and they needed 1. 1st down and 10 for the Lions. Ball is on the 39-yard line, so the Lions moving this one pretty effectively. A lot more chip away yardage, I guess I would say, than what we've seen out of Chapman, whose offense has consisted mostly of chunk plays at this point. Little difference of philosophies there. Should be a fun contrast moving forward. And here's another quick one. This is a hitch route to Merck, and it's going to be good for a gain of 4 yards, depending on where they spot him. And yeah, they'll give him forward progress to the 35, gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Second about 7.
And they're going to pitch it out to the running back. Oh, and he breaks a tackle and then is able to get about 10 yards after the fact. Well more than enough for a 1st down. Panthers lucky he didn't score there. Ball's going to be spotted on the 21-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Lions. Knocking on the door of the red zone. We got timeout taken. I think this is by Chapman. Jordan Graydon on the carry that picked up the 1st down there. We'll be back in a moment. 4:08 left to go in the 1st quarter.
The collection of hoodies has been updated and restocked in the merchandise booth. Stop by and get the Chapman hoodies tonight while supplies last. Going to be 1st and 10, the ball at the 21-yard line for the Lions.
Daniel has continued to move forward on this drive, and now Chapman's DB is playing even tighter. Again, not really much not many places they can go if someone gets beat here because the end zone is so close. And they're looking over the middle, and that one is broken up. Almost intercepted, it looked like. 2nd down and 10 coming up. But yeah, as I was saying, there's less of a penalty here if Chapman plays deep and gets beat, because if they do get beat, the ball is going to have to come out almost immediately, so Perriman is able to hit his receiver in stride. If he sees a man get past the defense but then hesitates a little bit, by the time he throws it, both of them are just going to be standing in the end zone. And they're going for the end zone here, and that one is dropped. Great coverage there, supplied by, should be coming into view here in a moment. I know Jackson Crosby was the intended receiver, I think. I'm not sure, but I think that was Andrew Melton on the coverage. 3rd down and 10 coming up. So that ball wasn't out late, right into the corner of the end zone. Just a really good play there by Melton, and they're going to hand this one off, and that is the right call. That one is going for 6. Touchdown, Daniel. They caught Chapman off guard there. They caught me off guard. I think everybody in the stadium thought they were going to throw that, and they just handed off. A lot of confidence there in their running back, and it pays off. 6 points on the board for the Daniel Lions. Jordan Graydon continues what has been a really nice game. Notches a touchdown for Daniel. And we've got whistles and a flag before the PAT. We'll see what this is about. And Chapman seems to have jumped a little bit there, so also get moved up to the 1 yard line. this early on in the game, I would be a little bit surprised if that changed Daniel's thought process any. I would imagine they're still going to try and kick this. I know there are a lot of teams that will go for the 2-point conversion if the field goal attempt gets moved up by way of a penalty, but looks like Daniel's going to do the smart thing here and just kick this one. Try and tie the game up, and Chapman's defensive line was able to get some really nice pressure there. Somebody, I'm not sure who, but someone leaped completely over the line. All for naught though. Kick is up and good. We've got a 7-7 ball game between the Chapman Panthers and the Daniel Lions. 3:49 left to go in the first quarter. Chapman will be getting the ball back shortly. All right, and Daniel ready to send this one deep. And another high kick. This one going to be fielded at the 15. And a little spin move gets 25 out to the 28-yard line. That's Dawson Walters on the return. So the Panthers are going to have pretty solid field position to start this drive out. First down and 10 coming up for Drew Settle. And this Panther offense had a really nice drive to start the game and then made a nasty habit of getting behind the chains on drive number 2 by way of not even penalties, just had a lot of plays that went backwards, 2 fumbles and a sack, I believe. Had some issues getting into third and manageable situations. We'll see if they can make a point of that this time around. 4 receivers set for Chapman, only 1 safety back for Daniel. Playing right in the middle of the field. Settle making a couple of checks at the line, and he hands this one off. Running back has a hole, and this is going to be a gain of about 15 yards. That's Matai Scott. A really nice gain. All the way out to the 38, or to the 43, so a gain of 15 actually. And they're going to pitch it to Scott and tries to make some men miss, and Daniel is not going to be fooled twice. That's the 3rd time this game that Chapman has tried to run that pitch play. 3rd time's the charm for that Daniel defense, I suppose. It'll be a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13 coming up. Panthers need to get out to the 47-yard line of Daniel. This is not a lost cause by any means, but they need to pick up some yards here. Settle back the pass, steps up in the pocket, delivers to Waddell on just a quick 10-yard curl route, and really, really nice job of Waddell to hang on to that ball in traffic, and just like we said, got to set up a 3rd down and manageable situation. It will be 3rd down and 7. I thought he got a little further than that. But it's going to remain 3rd and 7. Again, the Panthers need to get to the 47-yard line of Daniel. They're on their own 47 right now. Settle back to pass. Got all day to throw, looking over the middle, and that one looked like it went right through Waddell's hands. I'm not sure if it was that or if it was a little too far out in front of him, but the result is the same. Pass is incomplete on 3rd down, and once again, the Chapman punting unit is going to have to come onto the field and give the ball over to the Lions. Ricky Montalvo back to punt. The Lions have 2 returners deep. I believe that's 12 and 2, so it'd be Jackson Crosby and Boston Miller. And high snap, Montalvo was able to bring it in. Got some air under that one. And this one is fielded at the 32-yard line. Fair caught there by Jackson Crosby. And Daniel will take over from there. 1 minute and 58 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. This game was moving pretty quickly on those first 2 drives, and it has since ground to a halt to the tune of some incomplete passes and punts. This could be a long, drawn-out affair. I guess we will see. Trent Pearman, the quarterback for the Lions. 2 safeties back for Chapman now. And Pearman is going to be sacked. It's going to be a loss of 4. Tried to step up and take off, and the Panthers defense is just faster than he was on that play. Looked like Lance Holden might have been one of the Panthers in on that sack. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Trips to the left side of the field. Got Eli Merck isolated on the right side. And Pearman was looking that way and then tries to take off, and he's going to be wrapped up again. The other guy back to the line of scrimmage and lost a yard. It'll be 3rd down coming up, and they're going to call it 3rd and 14. So not a huge loss on there, but the fact that they weren't able to gain any yardage on that play looms large here. This is 3rd and very long, and they've had, I wouldn't say they've had issues moving the ball in chunks, but it has been inconsistent. Zone look here for Chapman, and they're just going to try and go underneath. That is not going to work. That ball is going to be spotted at the 30-yard line or so. It'll be a gain of 3, and they needed 14. 4th down and 9 coming up. So the Panthers defense standing strong and forcing a quick 3 and out following the punt by the Chapman offense. See if Drew Settle and company can get something going this time around. And there's a 5-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. They can, and as I say that, we got some kind of stoppage. Not sure. I think it's a timeout timeout taken by Chapman. I guess that, I guess I saw something they didn't like on that offensive front there for Daniel. I didn't think Daniel was going to snap that actually, because there were 6 seconds on the game clock when that timeout got taken and about 11 on the play clock, so they could have just let the clock run down to the end of quarter number 1, but instead Chapman takes that timeout. I guess they want to get one more play in before the quarter expires. It'll be a punt return. DJ Black was the one back to receive. And DJ Black all the way at the 35-yard line, expecting a big kick here, it looks like. And this one gets a lot of hang time, took a pretty harsh angle upward, and it goes in favor of the Panthers. That one's going to be fielded at the 45-yard line, so a pretty short field to work with for Chapman on this drive. I think that is actually about where they were when they punted it last time. So a little chess match here. Both teams playing some field position, and that will be the end of quarter number 1. Current score is 7-7. Chapman going to be getting the ball back when we return shortly. Please join Dr. McMillan and the entire Chapman family as we salute the dedication to Chapman and send our condolences to the family of a true Panther icon, Fred Danville. right, so split backfield look here for the Panthers. Andrew Colasurdo in there alongside, trying to get a number. Haven't seen much of Derek Gentry at this point. I think that was Ethan Cooper in the backfield. And Colasurdo gets that handoff. We got flags. This one could be coming back. As it stands now, it's a gain of 4. We'll check the marker. And looks like a hold. The Panthers are already moving backward. So, yep, holding against the Panthers. First down and 20. That is another big penalty because, again, staying ahead of the sticks has been an issue for Chapman so far, especially on that second drive they had. It wasn't as big of an issue last time out. And we'll see if they can get some of that yardage back here. 3 receivers, 2 settles right. And they're going to pitch it out to Colasurdo, who was knocked down in the backfield. That's going to be a big loss there. So the Panthers going backward yet again. Second down and what looks to be 25 coming up. And Settle looking over the middle. Listen, is caught by Waddell. That's his second reception in heavy traffic. Establishing himself as a pretty reliable target so far. Gain of 15 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 10, which is not ideal, but certainly better than what the Panthers were faced with a moment ago. Would not be surprised to see Settle look for Waddell here again. And he's going to the sideline for DJ Black on the comeback route. Needed 10 and got 13, so that'll be a first down for the Panthers. Interesting choice to make here on the offensive front. Do they continue passing the ball? Or oh, that should have been a flag. The 95 of Daniel was having trouble getting off the field. They snapped that ball with 12 players on. And I don't think they're going to throw a flag for that. Technically, it should have been penalized, but I'm sure Chapman will take a 5-yard gain any day of the week. Andrew Colasurdo stuck around in the backfield. I thought that might be something they do on the first drive to try and kind of throw the defense off, but it looks like he'll be sticking around. And Settle under some serious heat, just kind of throws it up, and that was caught by TJ Black. Wow. That was a next level adjustment there while the ball was in the air. And I'm sure, I don't know if Drew Settle has a radio in his helmet, but I'm sure his coaches are telling him never to throw that pass again. That really could have gone either way. And this is going to be a gain of about 4 yards and a hard fought, or 5-yard gain, hard fought 5 at that. Ball's going to be spotted at the 17-yard line, so the Panthers now within the red zone. 2nd down and 6 coming up. They need to get out to the 9-yard line, it looks like. And they're going to hand this one off. Oh, it's an RPO. Settle looking over the middle, and that one almost intercepted. DJ Black, the intended receiver, but he and my son Kelly, the defender, both had an equal opportunity to grab that one. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Panthers. A lot of different things you could call here. Might want to try some kind of, oh no, they come out in 12 personnel, and I think one of the tight ends jumped. That's something the Panthers have enjoyed doing in the past couple of games. When they get down in the red zone, they'll bring 2 tight ends out onto the field and try and go a little NFL-style ground and pound, but that time it does not work out. It'll be 3rd down and 11 following the false start penalty. And they're going to stick with that 12 personnel. Look for one of those tight ends to try and go out for a pass here. And nope, it's max protect. And they're going straight for the end zone. And oh my gosh! What a catch! The concentration by DJ Black, second to none on that reception. Oh my goodness, had a defender draped all over him, and credit the ball placement there too by Settle. I mean, I think he was getting interfered with, certainly only had his right hand to catch that ball with, and just stuck his hand out and grabbed that thing, made it look like child's play. That was beautiful. What a way to regain the lead. 13-7 Chapman. Montalvo out, looking to make it 14-7. Man, what a catch. And that kick is no good. So it'll remain 13-7. Montalvo was perfect last game, did not miss a single kick. And his first miss of the playoffs is going to come on an extra point attempt. Kickoff coming up. We'll see if he can send another one into the end zone, or if the change in direction shifts things up a little bit.
Second quarter, Abbeville 12, Chapman 0. Hammer 6, Gavin 3.
And Montalvo ready to send this one away. Gonna get a 10-yard running start. And he got some heat on this one too, going into the end zone. His third touchback of the game, having a good day at least on the kickoffs. And now we'll get to see the Daniel offense take over from the 20-yard line. We've got a long ways to go to regain the lead. Daniel actually hasn't led in this game. They've been tied twice at 0-0 and 7-7, but if they score on this drive and then are able to hit the extra point, they'll take a 1-point lead over Chapman. Now, okay, this defensive front looks really aggressive. All the DBs really packed in tight. Only one safety deep. Looks to be Melton back. And all receivers going vertical here. Got a man, and that one is caught. Man, what a catch. All the way down to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 35 yards. And I would imagine now that the Panthers DBs are going to back off a little bit. 9 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. And a little screen pass out to Merck. And he's really pushing the pass. It's going to be a 9-yard gain, and we got flags after the fact too. So this one could be moving even further upfield. And it's a personal foul against Chapman, so we'll see where they spot this one. It'll be a first down for sure. And it looks like it's going to be first down and 10 from the 27 or 28-yard line. Yes. So that is a big penalty. Just 2 plays, and the Lions are almost able to completely flip the field. Now an empty backfield. 4 receivers and a tight end. This is a tunnel screen, and he's going to be chopped down after about a 6 or 7 yard gain. And it'll be second down and 3. Gain 7 on that one. And Daniel's going to send this one up the middle. No, the quarterback's got it. That's Pearman making some men miss all the way inside the 10-yard line down to the 7. Pearman with some agile moves there in the backfield. First down and goal. I think this is actually the first goal-to-go opportunity either team has had so far. They've scored from pretty far out to this point. And Perriman looking for the fade, and I think he caught that one out of bounds. Oh no, they say he got a foot in, touchdown! Man, what a catch. We've had some great receptions so far. I thought man, that really got to give him some credit for reeling that one in. I thought he was out for sure. That was impressive. So just like that, the game is tied once more, 13-13, and now with this extra point pending, Daniel can take their first lead of the night. Kick is up, and this one is good. So Chapman down one in this quarterfinal matchup against the Daniel Lions. This has been quite a game so far. 8 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. And Chapman is going to stick with that 3 return man look. Hasn't really paid any dividends or caused any issues to this point. It's just kind of been there. And once again, I'm hearing some rumors about Dabo Swinney over there on the Daniel sideline. From what I've heard now, he is actually on the sideline down there with some of the fans and coaches, trying to get some more information on that. And this one is only coming out to the 20-yard line. Tough sledding there for the return unit. And the Panthers are going to have a long field to work with. 80 yards to pay dirt. They've got 8 minutes if they so choose to use all of that. I have my reservations that either team could will themselves to use that much clock on a single drive. Both of them have been moving very quickly so far. Daniel with their first lead of the game, up 14-13 over Chapman. The Panthers looking for answers here on offense. Had a really nice drive last time, capped off by a great catch from DJ Black. And that pass is high and incomplete over the head of Walt Waddell, trying to go for him on a hitch route, and nothing's there. He was blanketed on that throw. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up. Looks like the Panthers are just trying to get a quick completion in there for Settle. And now they're going to go empty backfield. 5 receivers in the set. And Settle looking over the middle. And this one is off the fingertips of Waddell. That was really close. Just could not bring it in. And I think the DB would have tackled him anyway. But if he'd shaking that one loose, he might still be running. There was no one back deep to stop him if he got any further than he did. Chapman has only taken 9 seconds off the clock on this drive, 2 incomplete passes, and now it's already 3rd down and 10. Walt Waddell has had 2 targets, and both of them have resulted in incompletions. Now looking for Waddell again, and he got kind of hung up. Ran into the linebacker. It's not going to count as pass interference or anything. Just kind of hit a brick wall, and so looks like a grand total of 14 seconds taken off the clock on that drive. 3 incomplete passes thrown by Drew Settle, all intended for Walt Waddell and all off the mark. Ricky Montalvo standing at his own 5-yard line to punt this one, so Daniel's going to have good field position to start out this next drive. Good job by their defense to force a quick 3 and out. And Montalvo under some heat again, but he's able to get this kick off as well. And It's going to kind of stagnate and then roll down to the 44-yard line of Daniel. So another quick field to work with. We'll see if Daniel can capitalize. We do have a flag on the field right at the 40-yard line of Chapman. I'm not sure what this could be for. It's first down and 10 regardless of what happens. That flag seemed to be thrown well after the ball was kicked, so I don't think Chapman's going to be getting possession back. And looks like they're just going to pick that flag up. Oh, no. There's the signal. It's holding against Daniel. So that's going to move the ball all the way back to the 36-yard line. So a nice break there for Chapman. Not quite as far to go for, or a little bit further to go for the Daniel offense, I should say. And now this Chapman defense has a little bit more ground to cover, a little bit more room to operate. And this is going to be a sweep out to the left, and they were trying to get to the outside. There was nothing there, so the running back had to cut it back into the offensive box, and he might have gotten a yard. Had to do what he could just to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one, and they're going to say he fell forward at the end of it, so second down and 8 coming up. And Perriman back to pass. Only a 3-man rush from Chapman, but he's still under duress. Now the spy's coming up, and he throws over the middle, and that one was almost intercepted. It hit that DB right in the chest and bounced off his hands. Or, that wasn't a DB, that was Andrew Colacerto playing both sides of the ball pretty effectively to this point. Third down and 8 coming up. Can we see 2 consecutive 3-and-outs? 7:01 remaining in the first half. And got a man open up the seam. That's Merck. And he's still going. This one might be headed to the house. And that is going to be a touchdown for Daniel. Some of those Chapman safeties must have thought he was down, and he wasn't. Nice stumble recovery there around the 40-yard line. And from that point, it was just a foot race. And Daniel now with an opportunity to take an 8-point lead if they so choose. Yeah, 8 points if they go for the PAT. If they go for 2 here and get it, that'll be a 9-point lead. And Chapman will be down by 2 possessions. We'll see what they do here. And they're going to kick this one, make it an 8-point game. So now that dropped interception by Colacerto really looming large. Instead of a turnover forced by the Panther defense, it ends up becoming 6 for Daniel. Make it 7. Kick is up and good. Daniel is up 21-13. And now Chapman in desperate need of some offensive momentum. It's been sporadic to this point. They've had drives where they've looked really good, and they've had drives like the last one where they've really looked out of sync. And interestingly, there hasn't been a ton of in between. We haven't seen many sustained drives that get out to around the 40 or the 50 and then stall out. It's mostly been, all or nothing. It's either been a 3 or out or a touchdown. I think we only had that one drive early on in the first quarter where they got to around the 45 and had the punt. We'll see what they've got drawn up here. Daniel's looking to kick this one from the 40-yard line. No wind here in Panther Stadium, so this one should be headed wherever he wants it to go. And this kick has less hang time than the last one's going to be fielded right at the goal line. And it'll be returned. Oh, wait, he's still going. And, man, there was a split second where he looked like he might break that one. Nice pursuit there by the Daniel special teams unit. going to be brought down at the 22-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Chapman. The running game has not been working with a lot of consistency to this point, as tempting as it may be to try and stick with those passes that have gotten you to this point, especially with 6:38 left to go in this half. And considering that Daniel's going to get the ball to start the second, they might want to start looking into trying to establish the run game a little bit. But as I say that, they come out in a 5-wide set. And that might have been a design quarterback run for Settle, and it was going absolutely nowhere. Good job by Settle to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one. It'll be second down and 10. Looks like Matai Scott's in the backfield now, and we got flags, and I think Chapman jumped. And yep, that one is against Chapman, a false start called, so it'll be second down and 15. And now Scott checks out of the game. Colasurdo comes in. Clock is running. We are below 6 minutes now. And this is going to be another pitch out to Colasurdo. Got some room up the sideline. And he's able to get some of that yardage back. It's not going to be enough to pick up a first down, but he'll definitely set up third and medium. Call on the field is 3rd and 4, so a gain of 11 there by Colasurdo. Tough running there. And he's able to pick up some nice yardage. Colasurdo did go out of bounds, so the clock is stopped at 5:53. Empty set here for the Panthers. Colasurdo split out as a receiver, and this pass is dropped by DJ Black. We do have a flag down. That was my son Kelly there on the coverage and the breakup, but they may have gotten him for interference because that flag was thrown right where he broke that pass up. And yep, it's going to be pass interference against the defense. So Chapman catching a big break there. That'll move the chains forward. Gain of 15 on that incompletion. First down and 10 from past the 40 all the way to the 44-yard line. And that one has really got a sting there for Daniel, because I don't know that Kelly really needed to get that handsy with the receiver to pull that off. And looking up the seam, and that one is almost intercepted. A little RPO action, and Waddell was open but wasn't looking for the pass. And we got a man down for the Lions. Second down and 10 when we come back. And he's up. That is Brody Kahn there. Got a little shaken up diving for that interception. Good to see he's up and off the field on his own power. We'll have to check out for a couple of plays, but Looks like he's okay. In the meantime, it looks like that play was all for naught anyway. There was a 5-yard penalty against Chapman, it looks like. So it's not 2nd and 10, it's 1st and 15. Ball is on the 39-yard line. And now the Panthers going to a split backfield look, trying out a little bit of everything so far. Still on the hunt for some offensive rhythm. And they fake the handoff to Carlos Soto, and this one is right through the hands of DJ Black. Man, there have been a lot of dropped passes by the Panthers. I mean, I know it's cold down there, but those receivers are wearing gloves. And again, this many drops is really uncharacteristic of the Chapman receiving corps. They've been particularly sure-handed this season. Black remains in the game. Colacerdo motioning to the other side of the backfield. It's going to be a 4-man rush, and Settle under some heat. Got to get rid of this one. Slinging it deep. Got a man open. Black off the fingertips again. 2 consecutive drops by DJ Black. And we got a flag. It's going to be a hold against the Panthers, so that play wouldn't have counted anyway. Now, interesting choice here. Are they going to decline that penalty and make it 3rd and 15, or push them back into 2nd and 25? I would imagine that declining that penalty would be the smarter move here, but they're going to accept. So 2nd down and 25 coming up for the Panthers now. Five minutes and 32 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. Two safeties back for Daniel. Should be a smart move with the Panthers probably looking deep. And nope, this is going to be a hitch route to McClurkin. Have not heard a lot from him since he caught that touchdown. Going to be a gain of only 3 yards, I think. 3rd down and 22, it looks like, coming up for the Panthers. This is probably not going to be anything too fancy. I'd be surprised if it's anything other than like a halfback or a running back screen, maybe an RPO. And nope, the Panthers are looking deep, and Settle evades a sack and dumps it off to Colacerdo, who's got some running room, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So, good on the Panthers to gain the penalty yardage back, but it's going to be nowhere near enough to get them the 1st down. Gain of 12 on that play, 4th down and 10 coming up, and at least for the time being, the Panther offense is staying on the field. 4:30 and counting left to go. I can't imagine they'd snap this. They're probably going to try and get him to jump. Oh, and they got it! And they didn't throw the flag. Daniel, the defensive tackle, completely jumped there. And, yeah, now Daniel knows they're not going to try and snap that. I can't believe they didn't call that. I guess none of the offensive linemen reacted in time. No flag on the play. The clap worked to perfection. Just, again, I guess one of the Chapman offensive linemen should have moved there, and he didn't. So it'll remain 4th down and 10, and now I'm sure you'll see the Chapman punting unit come out onto the field. And now, depending on how long this punt return takes, again, 4:13 left in the game, so it's a little too early to be doing this kind of speculating, but Daniel might be staring down a bit of an interesting opportunity. So they get the ball back here and then milk the clock down to about 30 seconds or so and score. They might be able to score on this drive, not give Chapman a chance to respond, and then get the ball to start the 2nd half. Let's see if they can double up, but again, considering how quickly the Daniel offense has moved to this point, I imagine that regardless of what happens on this drive, Chapman is going to get at least one more crack at it before halftime. This is a nice punt from Montalvo, fielded at the 22-yard line, and Now they're headed to the outside. This was going to be returned all the way out to the 43. Nice return there by the Lions. 4 minutes and 1 second left to go in the first half. First down and 10 coming up for the Lions here in a moment. They're officially going to spot him at the 42-yard line. And now Trent Pearman and this Lion offense heading back out onto the field. Andrew Colasurdo, I think they've got Colasurdo, or they had him one-on-one with the receiver, but that receiver motion to the other side. Now Colasurdo, good job of him staying on that side of the field. He's able to chip down that running back after a gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. I was about to say, it looked like he was in straight man-to-man coverage with that receiver, and there it is again. And the Panthers clearly playing zone. And Colasurdo! Man, he blew that play up. Great recognition there by the linebacker. That is going to be a major loss. And it only goes as a loss of 5, but that has got to be a momentum killer. I mean, Colasurdo was about 8 yards away from the point of contact, and that ball got thrown. Excellent pursuit. And now Pearman looking deep under pressure, going to take off, and he is able to spin it past the sticks. Needed 12 and got 14 on the scramble. So just like that, the Lions are able to convert on 3rd down and keep this drive alive. Clock will stop momentarily while they reset the chains, and there it goes. Now below 3 minutes in the half. Daniel still moving quickly. Only fakes the option, picks. Pearman's going straight up the middle, now breaking it to the outside. It's going to be another gain of about 14 yards. And Daniel inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line and moving quickly. And they fake the screen, now looking deep, but that one's covered up. They're going deep again, and this pass, it looked like it was underthrown for a second, but it was not. Pearman is able to hit his receiver in stride for a Daniel touchdown. Make it 27-13 in favor of the Lions. And the Lions got their PAT unit out there pretty quick. Going to try and make this a 15-point game. Oh, and they almost blocked that one. And just a few inches shy on that one. Score is 28-13. Lions up, and Panthers looking for some answers. Kickoff coming up here in a moment. Kick is off, and it's going to be fielded around the 5-yard line. Oh, and a little switch up there. 25 gave it to DJ Black, who's got some room, heading down the sideline, and they're going to force him out at midfield. Really nice return there by DJ Black, making up for the drops on that last drive. So a little trickeration there from the Chapman special teams unit. Wasn't anything too fancy, but it was enough to get that Lions unit a little caught off guard. Dawson Waters, is the one that caught that kick, and he just kind of handed it off to Black. And they're going to say Black was forced out at the 48-yard line. First down and 10. Split back look for the Panthers. Colasurdo going up the middle. Got some room. Had a lead blocker in Waddell and just could not. Waddell was out blocking in front of him, but one of those Lions defenders was able to chase him down from behind. And they're going to stick with that formation. This is going to be another handoff to Colasurdo. And this one going straight up the middle, and someone trips him up again. Had another nice hole. This one closes up as well. After a gain of about 4 yards, it'll be 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Panthers. So after what has been a pretty pass-heavy first half, the Panthers at least seem to be making a bit of an effort to try and get this run game going. If they can, it'll really help them out in half number 2. And this pass is caught by Tim McClurkin. Quick slant over the middle, bent that one a little further upfield. Found a soft spot in the coverage and was able to pick up the first down. And 10, 1:44 left to go in the first half. And they're back to that split back look. They fake a handoff to Scott, and Settle takes off, and now Settle with some running room. Cuts it back to the inside and gets all the way down to the 11-yard line. Looked like that might have been a little triple option sort of play there. Chapman pulling everything out of the playbook now. First down and 10. Ball is at the 12-yard line, I think. They can pick up a first down without scoring. And Andrew Colasurdo is back in the game now. And Settle's going to throw, looking for the end zone, and this one is knocked away. It was a 50-50 ball between Walt Waddell and I believe that's 14. Looks like Gabriel Smith, the defender on that play, able to knock that one down. 2nd down and 10. First play in a while for Chapman that hasn't gone for a first down. 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go in this half. So clock management-wise, things have been going pretty well on this drive. And they fake the handoff to Colasurdo, and wow! Man, Settle fit that throw into about a 6-inch window. The safety and the cornerback were both crashing in on that throw. There were about, oh man, the clearance on that was unbelievable. Crazy, crazy throw power there from Settle to fit that one in. We do have flags. I'm really not sure who this is against, but the Chapman offense seems to be staying on the field. And the touchdown is good. After the play, we've got, and it looks like it was pass interference against the Lions, so the Panthers declined that penalty, and now game a little bit more manageable at 28-19. Interesting decision here for the coaching staff. Do you go for 2 now and make it a 7-point game, or try and pick up those points later? Looks like they're still having some trouble deciding. And Drew Settle is coming out onto the field, so Chapman is going to go ahead and go for 2. Let's see what they've got drawn up here. Now, I can't remember for sure, but I feel like in their first game against Woodruff, Andrew Colasurdo might have had like a wildcat pass or a jump pass or something in a situation similar to this. That could be something to keep an eye on. Oh, that's why they went for it. So the flag was after the touchdown, and it moved the ball up to the 1-yard line. And so this is going to be a rollout with 12 personnel, and that one is caught by Waddell. And Chapman is back within 7. 28-21 your score. Daniel leading, but the Panthers with some momentum. Now, can they keep that momentum headed into halftime? We've got 59.8 seconds left to go in the first half. That is more than enough time for Daniel to at least get into field goal range. So we'll see what they choose to do. Daniel does have 3 timeouts. That'll be something to keep an eye on as well. They have got more than enough time and more than enough chances to try and get this thing down the field if they want to. They can just kneel it into the half if they so choose. This has been a really, really nice game so far. And it's going to be fielded at the 1. And this is going to help Daniel out a lot. Return man still going all the way out to the 44-yard line. And only 8 seconds come off that clock. Ethan Cooper looks to have been a little shaken up on that play, but he's up. So now Daniel, again, 3 timeouts, 51 seconds left, ball at the 44-yard line. There is no reason to kneel this one. They have got as many chances as they want to try and get this thing into the end zone. Oh, and the ball's at the 47, actually. So it'll be first down and 10. Daniel with great field position. 2 safeties back for Chapman, only a 5-man box. And Perriman looking over the middle. This pass is tipped and intercepted! Oh, man, what a turn of events here for the Panthers. Bounced right off the receiver's chest and into the arms of Dawson Walters. He got a flag during the return, so this one might not be set up at the 35-yard line.
Devin Rowe with the interception. The Panthers.
And so that looks like it was a personal foul maybe. It's going to move the Panthers way back, all the way to the 43-yard line. So now things are going to get a little bit more tricky here because it was all fun and games to say that Daniel would have a chance to get this thing downfield because with 51 seconds and 3 timeouts for Chapman right around midfield, but 43 seconds, no timeouts. They need to be very careful about where they get these completions. And Settle looking to throw, going straight down the sideline, wants it all, and I think DJ Black cut to the inside, and Settle thought he was going to stay on the sideline, so that'll be incomplete. Clock will stop at 37.8. Second down and 10 coming up for the Panthers. And Settle back to throw again. 4-man rush from Daniel. And this pass is caught by DJ Black. He's going to be able to gain 12 yards, but they got to hurry up. The clock will stop while they get the chain set, but it will start up momentarily. Chapman needs to go ahead and get to the line. And we got a timeout called. I guess, yeah, it had to be Daniels because they're the only team with timeouts left. Clock is stopped at 27.1 seconds. Ball is on the 44-yard line of Chapman, so time's still not quite on their side, but they've got enough to work with to definitely be able to get into field goal range and probably at least get this down to the goal line and have a couple of cracks at the end zone from the 10 or so. A lot of strategy to be had in these last couple of seconds, though. It'll probably be a long ride until halftime. Ball's on the 44-yard line. 4 receivers set for Chapman, DJ Black, Walt Waddell, Ethan Cooper, and should be Tim McClurkin up at the very top of the screen. Andrew Colasurdo in the backfield. 4-man rush from Daniel Settle, under a lot of pressure, and just heaves it up for grabs, and that one, oh man, that should have been intercepted. Man, Chapman got lucky on that one. That was about as close of a call as you can ever come across. Settle just doing everything he could to make sure he didn't get sacked there, and time comes off the clock. Very, very lucky that wasn't intercepted because that DB had some running room too. As it stands though, passes dropped. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Chapman. All right, and Settle under some heat again, going deep, got a man one-on-one with the safety, and that one, I think Daniel picked it off, and they did. 12.5 seconds left to go in the first half, so that will more than likely bring things to a close in quarter number 2. Really just a sling it and hope throw there from Settle. Weren't a lot of avenues to throw that ball. Really nice coverage from Daniel all the way around. Ball was caught at the 9-yard line, so again, 12.5 seconds, even with the timeouts. I don't know that there's a lot you can do here. The formation they come out in should tell us everything we need to know, and it looks like they're going to stick with that 4 receiver set, so this could be maybe some kind of draw or a wide receiver screen just to get a couple of yards, see what happens, and then maybe gauge the situation again. And nope, they're looking deep, going aggressive, and it's a bench route caught for a gain of about 8 yards. Receivers able to take that one out of bounds. So the clock will stop with 8.5 seconds left. It'll be 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Lions. And Perriman looking deep again, and that one is over everyone's head. Merck was breaking open there right at the end of that play, but it was out of reach of everyone involved. 3rd down and 2. Okay, 1.5 seconds left, so this will surely be the last play of the half, unless we've got some kind of pass interference call on this upcoming play. I'm sure the defensive call here is particularly simple for Chapman, just to get as far back as you can before snap, and do not under any circumstances let anyone get behind you. Last play of the first half. Daniel looking to notch some more points onto their total, and they just throw it into the ground. Perriman was under some heat. Good job of him to get rid of it, and that will be how the first half comes to a close. Daniel is up 28-21. They're going to be getting the ball to start the second half. Don't go anywhere. This should be a really, really fun game moving forward. Back in about 20 minutes, I'd say.
Turn your attention to the 30-yard line. We'd like to take this opportunity to recognize our Panthers Good Hand Players of the Week, selected by the Chapman High School Athletics. This award is achieved by showing outstanding effort, leadership, and moral fiber in both the classroom and competition. This week's Good Hand athletes, Jenna Calloway from volleyball, and Jacob Bagwell from football. The winners of the All-State Players of the Week award will be eligible to be selected to win the Dave Morrissey Memorial Scholarship at the end of the year. The Dave Morrissey Scholarship will be awarded to Chapman High School athletes who plan to compete in athletics at the collegiate level. Congratulations once again to Jenna Calloway and Jacob Bagel.
Yep. That's a good game.
Penalties, drop balls, and they need to run it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather call a surgery. Running the ball.
Mm-hmm. The only problem is if they put too much on him, he ain't going to be able to do anything on defense.
He's doing pretty good. I don't know what they're going to do on defense. They're going to have to get some pressure on that quarterback, but they're going to have to spy him too. Did it kick out or did you?
Yeah, it kicked out for a second. I don't know what that was for. We're back now.
Yeah, they're going to have to run it some.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got no running game. Not right now, we don't.
Yeah.
But when we run it, it's okay. They just have to run it.
All right, and we are just about ready to get the second half underway. The Daniel Lions lead the Chapman Panthers by a score of 28-21 in what has been a thrilling matchup so far. Back and forth, and then back and forth some more. There's been a lot of points, a lot of defensive stops, some turnovers along the way. A little bit of everything so far. Should be a lot of fun as we move forward. 24 minutes to decide who goes to the Upper State Championship. As far as my knowledge goes, from what I've heard, Wren and Woodruff are playing right now in the other quarterfinal game in the Upper State end of the bracket. If Woodruff wins, Chapman plays them at home next week, and if Wren wins, then Chapman goes on the road to play Wren. Let me see if I can find that score real quick. Oh my, and unless Woodruff can really pull a rabbit out of their hat, it would appear that Chapman is headed, or whoever wins this game, is headed to Wren next week. Wren is up 32-0 over the Woodruff Wolverines. Let's see which team comes out on top here. Certainly a more competitive game here in Panther Stadium. 7 points right now to decide this one. Kickoff looming. Keep in mind that Daniel won the opening toss and elected to defer for this kind of opportunity. Kick is fielded at the 1-yard line, and they've got a lot of running room heading up the sideline past midfield. There's a flag, and this one is going to the house. We do have a marker down, so don't come to any conclusions quite yet. This might be coming back. As it stands now, though, that is a 99-yard kickoff return for touchdown by the Daniel Lions. But there is a marker down. It was thrown around the 30-yard line. And sideline interference against Daniel. Interesting call there, but it saves Chapman a touchdown. So take those 6 points off the board, I believe. Daniel certainly looks to be marching back. They already had their special teams unit out on the field. They were ready to kick that extra point. And you can tell the Daniel fans none too happy about that one. And the points are off the board. So Daniel's still going to have really solid field position, but it's not going to be 6. Oh, no, and they say the touchdown stands. I guess that penalty is going to be enforced after the kickoff. So make it quite an opening for Daniel on the first play of the second half. A 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Daniel goes up 34-21. Certainly not the way Chapman drew it up coming out of the locker room. We'll see if they can respond on offense when they get the ball here in a moment. Extra point is up and good. Make it a 14-point game. Daniel leads 35-21. And another kickoff coming up here in just a moment. 15 seconds came off the clock on that opening return. 11:45 left to go in quarter number 3. And so Looks like they're actually going to kick this one from the 45 instead of the 40. That can't be right. They should be kicking this from at least the 35 up. I counted the 25. I'm not entirely sure how much a sideline warning goes for. And they are going to march this one back. So it looks like it was a 5-yard penalty. So they'll be kicking this from the 35-yard line, same as the NFL and college kickers do. This is the good way. This is a good way to gauge 88's true leg strength. We'll see how far it can send this one. We're going to get quite a windup. It's about 11 yards away from the ball. And here we go. Kick is up, and it's going to be fielded at the 14-yard line by DJ Black, who is making a man miss, breaking it to the outside, and it'll be taken down at the 31-yard line. Nice little return there of about 16 yards for the Panthers. And now we'll see. In search of some momentum here. It looked like they might have found it right at the end of the second quarter, and then it really got sapped away from them on that kick return. I imagine the key moving forward is for Chapman, at least offensively, is going to be getting that ground game established, whether it's with Michaeli Colasurdo or Andrew Colasurdo, excuse me, Matthias Scott or someone else. And they're going to pitch this into Colasurdo, and he's got some running room, and now stiff arms a man and gets all the way out past midfield. So that was a big boy run by Colasurdo, but we do have a flag down at the 33, so this one might be coming back. That pitch play to Colasurdo has worked phenomenally so far for the Panthers. I think they've run it 4 or 5 times. And it's always been to the short side of the field too. Maybe look for them to try and send it to the far side later on in the game. Not today. It's a holding call against the Panthers, so that explains how Colasurdo got as far as he did, I suppose. 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 20. The Chapman offense starting out with some adversity early. The receiver set Black, Waddell, Cooper, and McCorkin. Colasurdo motions to the other side of the box. And they're just going to hand this off to Colasurdo again, and he's able to get maybe 4 yards. I think it'll be a gain of 3, so... And nope, it's going to be a gain of 7, actually. So, 2nd down and 13 coming up. And the Panthers already in the line. That was quick. And this is another run for Colasurdo, and that one was going absolutely nowhere. He might have lost a yard on that one. 3rd down and very long coming up, and they're going to give him 2 more yards, so 3rd and 11. Not insurmountable and not as bad as 3rd and 13, but certainly not a place where you'd want to be. Settle back the pass. And hit as he throws, and off the hands of DJ Black. That is his 3rd drop of the game. He had a magnificent touchdown grab, or 2 of them actually. 2 excellent touchdowns, and then outside of those 2 plays, it has been very tough sledding for him. 4th down and 11. Pass was on him. I don't know that he would have gotten the 1st down, but it certainly at least would have made it a more tempting 4th down, and in that case, maybe it's good that he dropped it and forced a Chapman punt. He'll be playing field position here, and low snap brought in by Montalvo, and he's able to get some nice hang time on this kick. It'll be fielded at the 35, and they almost tackled him there, and flag coming from around midfield this time. Let's see what this one's about. And it's going to be a hold against the Lions, so that'll move the ball all the way back to the 31-yard line. Pretty long field coming up for the Lions. We'll see what they can do with it. 1st down and 10 on the horizon. Daniel up 35-21, looking to make it 42-21 with a touchdown and a PAT on this drive. Chapman's defense has got to step up. 10:24 left to go in quarter number 3. And this one was going straight up the middle, and that run was stymied right at the line of scrimmage. They'll be able to pick up a yard and nothing more. 2nd down and 9. And Daniel moving quickly as well. Chapman's DBs look to be playing a lot more loose now. And now they're tightening coverage up a little bit. And Perriman back to throw, looking, got a man, and we'll see where they give him forward progress. I think they're going to mark him 2 yards short of this. He was running a crawl route and was past the sticks about when he caught the ball, but had to come back for it. And that'll work against him. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And this is going straight up the middle, and Daniel, man, with the second effort, the running back was able to pick that one up. Chapman almost had that one stopped, but Jordan Graydon was not going to be turned down that time. He's able to pick up a Daniel 1st down. Ball is on the 42-yard line, so the yardage they lost with that holding penalty has been made up. Trips to the left. Perriman was looking that way. Now he's navigating the pocket, and that one was batted by Walt. Was batted up in the air, and no interception this time. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And this is another handoff to Graydon, and it was a tough run. They didn't get very far, only out to the 45-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Looks like both teams are making it a point to try and establish their run games in the early going of the 2nd half. And Perriman back to throw under some heat, and he's going to be sacked! Perfect time to dial up the blitz. Number 65, I think that's Andre Gonzalez there with the sack. That is going to be a massive loss. 4th down and 17 coming up. Ball is moved all the way back to the 35-yard line. So great job there by the Panther defense to force the first Daniel punt in what feels like a while. AJ Black to receive, and this punt went almost straight up. It's going to barely make it past the 45, and it'll take a little bit of a Daniel bounce down to the 44, the 43. I think they're going to spot it, or actually on the 43. I thought they might put it between those 2 hash marks, but so not a lot of yards netted on that punt either. Chapman was solid field position. Everything going their way on those last 2 plays. See if that momentum can carry over to their offense. And Andrew Colasordo is going to check out right now. They've got Matai Scott in at running back. And Ethan Cooper's in the backfield, so a split back look for Chapman. And they're going to hand this off to Scott. No, it's an RPO going over the middle for McClurkin, who's wide open, and he's hammered at the 40-yard line, but well past the 1st down marker. Chapman moving quickly. 7:49 left to go as they get the chains reset. Perfect play call there for the Panthers. I was just about to say, it'd been a while since we'd seen an RPO. Now they're going to pitch this out to Scott, and he's going to be tripped up past the line of scrimmage and dives forward. I think he netted 0 yards, so he didn't lose anything on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Settle another RPO. This one going to the outside for Waddell. Able to pick up about 5 or 6 yards, looks like. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. You can hear that Daniel sideline making a lot of noise. And Settle under some serious heat, and I think they're going to call that one incomplete. And he got hammered as he threw that one. Well, the bad news is that it's going to be 4th down and 5, but the good news, I suppose, for the Panthers is that they are kind of in no man's land right now. A little too far. Yeah, a little too far from Montalvo to kick a field goal. And a little too close to punt, so they're going to keep the offense on the field. Andrew Colacerto checks back into the game. Looks like Ethan Cooper is going to be, on the other side of the box. The split backs look here. Here we go. Gotta have this one for Chapman. 4th down and 5. Settle back to throw, looking long. Over the middle, and that one is dropped by DJ Black. Right into traffic. I mean, there were 2 guys draped all over him. He would have been hard-pressed to hang on to that pass. Hit him in the hands, but he just could not come up with it. And Daniel celebrating over on their sideline. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Lions from the 33-yard line. And we got a stoppage. Timeout is taken by Chapman, so we'll take a little break with him.
Fourth quarter, Abbeville 25, 57. We don't have a 34, Gaffney 13. Fourth quarter, Northwestern 27, Norman 21.
All right, so 1st down and 10 for the Lions, and they're going to fake this. It was a play-action screen out to the far side of the field. Always a tricky throw for any quarterback. Don't have a lot of time to set your feet, and then you got to throw it about 30 yards horizontally across the field. Low pass, brought in, only a gain of 2 yards on that one. 2nd down and 8. So now the Chapman defense is in dire need of another stop. The clock starting to become a little bit of a factor as well. Ticking below 6:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter now. Perriman back to throw. Now he's under some heat. Makes a man miss and throws. Caught by Eli Merck. Man, what a play. That pass looked like it was heading out of bounds, and Merck snatched it out of the air and then made some men miss after the fact. So what could have been a big sack for Chapman turns into about a 12-yard gain for the Lions. 1st down and 10 from the 43. And Perriman back to throw. Another screen, and this one was blown up. Looks like Tim McClurkin stopping that one in its tracks. Going to be a loss of 3. Loss of 2. Loss of 3. Ball's on the 40-yard line. It'll be second down and 13 now. And Perriman got his man on a hitch route and tried to break a tackle, and McClurkin grabbed hold of his leg. He couldn't really go anywhere after that. It's going to be a gain of 10 on the catch and run, and it'll set up third down and 3. And you can hear this Chapman crowd picking up the noise again. Short yardage has been an interesting spot in this game because both teams have been kind of hard-pressed to come across situations like this. There haven't been a ton of short yardage opportunities on either side. So the sample size is pretty minuscule. Tough to say what will happen here. And they're going to hand it. Oh, no. And Perriman is on the move. And that was a gutsy play call, and it pays off big time. Gain of 10. They needed 3. It'll be first down and 10. So Daniel rolling the dice a little bit on that play call, and it goes their way. Fake the handoff and rolled Perriman out of the pocket for a nice completion. And they got another receiver screen. This one is blocked much more effectively by Daniel. And it'll be a gain of 9 or 10 yards. Second down and 1 coming up.
Ball spotted at the 32-yard line.
And Perriman looking low and got a man. And the safety got caught flat-footed. Receiver stepped out of bounds. Oh, no, they say incomplete. So Perriman led his man a little too far to the outside. That had 6 written all over it. If it hugged the sideline a bit more tightly, I'm not sure which safety that was, but he got caught in very, very flat-footed. That one had 6 written all over it, and Daniel not quite able to execute. Third down and 2 coming up. They're going to hand this one off, and I think they got him. It'll be a gain of about 1, it looks like. Jordan Graydon on the carry, and it's going to be fourth down. They're going to say he gained half a yard, so fourth down and 2 coming up. Now, Daniel, of course, in that same scenario Chapman was, right in no man's land. Ball's on the 32, and I think they're going to sneak this. No, they thought about trying to get Chapman to jump, and now they're just going to snap this straight up. Man, I really don't know what's coming here. And it's a fake sneak by the receiver, and I don't know if that worked. It was certainly close. Chapman thinks they stopped him, and it looks like they did. He gained a yard and needed a yard and a half, so the Chapman defense stands tall again. It'll be a turnover on downs right around the 35 or the 30-yard line. Got an injured Panther on the field, but he's back up. Ball will be spotted. Again, it's right around the 30, maybe the 31. Huge stand defensively there for the Panthers. 3:49 left to go in the third quarter. Certainly have the time required to make a comeback, but do they have the offensive stability? We'll find out. The personnel have remained largely unchanged in this game. That's a little bit uncharacteristic of Chapman. They tend to switch receivers in and out a lot, but for the most part, it's been Black, Cooper, Waddell, and McClurkin pretty much the whole way. And this is going to be a screen for Colasurdo, and he's met right around the line of scrimmage, pushing the pile forward, but he won't get too far. It'll be a gain of about, I think we're going to call this a gain of 5, actually. So good job of Andrew Colasurdo to push that pile forward. It'll be second down and 5 coming up. Like to call their little halfback screen, get an easy completion in for Settle. Trying to get him in a little bit of a groove on this drive and open up the passing game some. And they're going to ask him to make another throw over the middle. This one is to Waddell on a little hitch route for about 3 yards. So 2 easy completions there for Settle. Third down and 1 coming up. Really, your entire playbook's open here. You can do just about whatever you want. Let's see what they dial up. Ethan Cooper is going to check out of the game. And it looks like they've brought in one of their tight ends. So this is a new formation. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and they're going to pitch this out to Colasurdo, and that was blown up. That was going absolutely nowhere. Chapman might have run that play one too many times. I think that is about the 6th time they've tried to pitch it out to Colasurdo. For the most part, it's worked, but twice now, Daniel has blown that one up, and instead of picking up a first down, it's going to force a punt. Loss of 4, or loss of 5 actually, 4th down and 6, and so the Daniel defense forcing another 3 and out. Ricky Montalvo set the punt. Again, Chapman hard-pressed to take more than 2 minutes off the clock on that drive. We're under 2 minutes in quarter number 3 now. And Montalvo going to go a little rugby-style punt here. And it's going to be fielded. Oh, it's not going to be fielded, and it'll bounce. Take a nice Chapman bounce all the way down to the 20-yard line. So the Panthers catching a little bit of a break there, able to flip the field position a little bit. Daniel's going to take over from the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10. 100 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Still anybody's ball game in what has quickly become a defensive showdown. Both offensive have, or I wouldn't say they've struggled to move the ball really, but when it's come to 4th down, they have had their fair share of issues on both sides. And they're going to run this to the outside now. And I'm not sure who that is, but he's going with some really tough running. That's Weiss Seegers, listed as a quarterback on the roster. He's able to pick up about 11 yards on that run. So 1st down and 10 for the Lions. Ball is on the 32, so a gain of 12. Oh, man! Oh, man. They handed that one off to Seegers again, I believe, and he was met well into the backfield. Nothing happening on that run, and they're going to mark him 3 yards short of the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and 13. So here we go. Looks like Seegers is still in the game. Jordan Graydon getting a little bit of rest. Pearman back to throw, got a man deep, and this one, man, perfect ball placement, and 21 still going. Got one man to beat, and he's going to be into the end zone for a Daniel touchdown. With 13.4 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, Daniel extends their lead out to 20 points. And Chapman's comeback job just got a whole lot more interesting. Extra point attempt coming up to make this a 21-point game. Does Chapman have 3 touchdowns and maybe 3 defensive stops too, and them to close this thing out? And that kick is almost blocked again. Chapman's done a good job of getting pressure off the edge on those. But that one is up and good regardless. 42-21, Daniel leading big. We'll see if Chapman's offense, which has sputtered to this point, can get anything going. Shane Forrester, the kicker for Daniel, ready to send this one off. Oh, it's a little squib kick. I don't know if that was intended to be an onside or not, but it's going to be fielded at the 35 and then returned out to the 45. Interesting turn of events there. Chapman's going to have solid field position to start out this drive. First down and 10. They're going to spot him at trying to decide between the 44 and the 45, and they're going to put him up at the 46. So, can the Chapman offense get anything going? Settle looking deep on this one for Waddell, and that one is off the fingertips. Had it in his hands and dropped. And I've lost count of how many drop passes that makes for the Panthers now. I mean, there haven't been a lot of focus drops per se where you've got a guy wide open and it hits him in the hands and just falls to the ground. These have been contested passes, but they've been accurate passes at that. And credit to Daniel for sticking it to these receivers with some really tight coverage, but especially on passes like that, Chapman's got to come down with those. And that pass not looming too big here. Matai Scott takes it straight up the middle for a gain of about 13 yards. Out right around the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 14, so first down and 10 coming up for the Panthers. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. Daniel up 42-21. Chapman on the hunt for what would be a monumental comeback effort. Can they muster 3 touchdowns and 3 defensive stops in 12 minutes? I suppose we'll find out. Back in a moment. So with the ball at the 40-yard line and 12 minutes left to go in the game, season quite literally on the line for the Chapman Panthers. It is play or it is win or go home territory now. Daniel has a big lead. Let's see if Chapman can overcome it. They're going to start this quarter off with a run by Carlos Erdo, and he breaks a foot tackle and gets down to around the 33-yard line. Second down and 4 coming up, it looks like. Maybe second and 3, actually. That was a nice, well-earned run there by Colasurdo, and now Settle looking for a hitch. I think that's DJ Black on the reception. Oh, no, that's a new player. That was Cunningham on the reception there. So Chapman's able to pick up a first down there. Keep the sticks moving. First and 10. Another handoff for Colasurdo going straight up the middle and had some blockers and outran them, but still managed to pick up about 15 yards. So it'll be first down. Not sure where they spotted him. Ball's on the 12 or 13-yard line, it looks like. So Chapman can pick up a first down without scoring here. Line to meet is at the 3-yard line. 1 minute has passed in the fourth quarter. And that cornerback's looking to blitz. And that pass is low and incomplete, intended for DJ Black. Settle got hit as he threw. I think that's what knock the trajectory off on that one. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up. Again, not a goal-to-go situation quite yet. But the clock is going to be a serious, serious factor moving forward, especially considering that Chapman used one of their timeouts earlier in the half. But they've only got 2 instead of 3. And they met at the mesh point for a while, but it pays off. Andrew Colasordo straight up the middle. And I think they're going to knock. Yeah, he's down at the 1, actually. So 1st down and goal. Ball can't be further than a yard away from the goal line. I imagine this is going to be a quarterback sneak or something. And Chapman making a lot of substitutions here. And they're moving pretty slowly. Did they score? I'm not sure what this is about. No update on the scoreboard yet. And yeah, clock's running. They didn't score. They just brought out a really, really heavy set. Andrew Colasordo takes a wildcat snap and goes straight into the end zone. Quite elaborate, but it gets the job done. Chapman finally gets back on the board for the first time in the 2nd half. They have cut the lead down to 42-27. Ricky Montalvo out to cut it back down to 14. And that kick is up and good. Ricky Montalvo hits another one. Kickoff coming up. And, you know, I would say it's an interesting decision, but given the way Daniel's offense has moved the ball, particularly in that 1st half, it hasn't been as much of an issue in the 2nd. But, again, I would say you might want to consider going onside here, but given their offensive momentum on the other side and just the time remaining, I do think it's a little too early. So as tempting as it may be to try and steal a possession right here, I think Chapman's got to kick this one deep. Their defense has held pretty well. They've only given up 1 offensive touchdown. The other 7 points that Daniel scored in this half came from a kickoff return to open up the 3rd quarter. So, save for that play and the touchdown pass on the last drive, Chapman's defense has played quite well. It's just a matter of getting that kind of play out of them with consistency and with timeliness now. Closing in on just 10 minutes left in the game. The comeback effort is going to happen. First of all, they've got to stop Daniel, and they've got to make sure that the Lions don't burn off too much time. And Montalvo just kind of squibs this one. They're going to prevent a return, and that one worked out pretty well. The up man stepped out of bounds around the 32 or the 33-yard line. So no big return, first and foremost, but it also prevents any time, actually, from coming off the clock. We are still at 10:22. So nice decision there by the Chapman special teams unit. Ball is officially on the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 from Daniel from there. And you can hear that Chapman crowd getting loud already. They want to stop right here. And that play's certainly going to help. Ball went straight up the middle and then went nowhere afterwards. Seegers on the carry, able to get 2 yards on that one. 2nd down and 8 coming up. 20 seconds on the play clock now. I imagine that Daniel is going to try to use every single one of those. And yeah, they're just standing there. This is smart football. Really going to start milking that clock now. And this is going to be a quarterback keeper for Pearman, and he is wrapped up in the backfield. They might give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. They might not. He went way backward after the tackle, and they're going to say he gained a yard, so it'll be 3rd down and 7. So now what does Daniel do? Very interesting spot here. They certainly want to bleed some time, but do you run it and keep that clock moving, or do you throw it and run the risk of an incompletion that will stop the clock and give Chapman some time to work with? Pivotal decision coming up for the coaching staff here, and it is going to be a throw. And this one's going to be caught past the sticks, and now Eli Merckx is well into the open field, and he might take this one to the house, and he does. Touchdown, Daniel. That was a massive catch and run, and with 8:48 left, that could be the writing on the wall for the Panthers. Their path to the Upper State Championship just got significantly more difficult after that touchdown. Daniel back up by 20, looking to make it 21. And I think Chapman jumped a little bit. McClurkin, again, he's been close to not blocking all of those extra point attempts, and he almost got that one, but I think he got just a tad antsy there. Jumped offside beforehand. And so Daniel's still going to kick the extra point here. Only a 1-yard difference. And Chapman almost blocked that one too, and they get Will into the backfield and still can't knock it down. The kick is up and good. Daniel extends the lead back out to 21. So 8:48 left to go. Chapman down by 21. They are going to get the ball back. They've got 2 timeouts. It's not mathematically impossible, but they need to score, and they need to score very quickly on this upcoming drive. It is really tough to say. It's not my place to say since I'm not on the sideline, but I would imagine that if they're able to score with, more than 7.5 minutes left, they've still got a chance, but they've got to score, and again, they've got to score very, very fast. And this is going to be a high kick. It'll be fielded around the 24-yard line. And the return man's got a little bit of room, and it closes up quickly. And now he reverses field out to the 40 and still going out to the 50. That was Scott with the return there. Some quick feet. He might have run 70 yards on that play. Able to get a much-needed return there for Chapman. 8:36 left to go. 50-yard field to work with. So a quick touchdown, not too far out of the question after that big return. And Settle going to throw, and nobody home there. Settle at least thought they were setting up a tunnel screen, and nobody else on the offense was running that play. Pass falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 following the incompletion. 8:32 left to go in the game. Empty set for Settle, looking over the middle, and that one is incomplete. intended for Tim McClurkin. Not sure if that one was too far to the inside or if it did hit McClurkin in the hands. It does end up on the turf though. 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Panthers. Got to have this one. They want to have a shot moving forward. And settle under some serious heat, and that one is caught. That's Tim McClurkin with a back shoulder fade for a gain of about 15 yards. Nice throw under pressure by Drew Settle, able to get the Panthers down to the 35-yard line. Clock is rolling, 8:20 left to go. They're going to hand this one off to Colasurdo, who is going nowhere. No gain on that play. 2nd down and 10 coming up. And we've got an injured player on the field, and no, it looks like Colasurdo was just a little slow to get up. So the clock will continue to roll. Scott checks into the game. Colasurdo checks out. And Chapman taking up a lot of time to get this play in. And I think they're about to call a timeout here. Yeah. So a lot of confusion there. That one is going to cost them big time because not only do they lose the timeout, but they lose about 30 seconds. Tried to get that play in and just could not pull it off. Colasurdo being a little slow to get up seemed to be what catalyzed that stoppage. Chapman only has 1 timeout left. 7:31 remaining. And Settle going to motion Scott out of the backfield. Under some pressure, tries to set up a screen, and that one is incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Panthers. And so, even if the Panthers aren't able to pull this one out, it has certainly been a phenomenal year. And the players, the coaching staff, and the fans, I mean, they certainly have a lot to hang their hat on, especially in a year where practices were limited due to the coronavirus. People weren't even sure if we were going to have a season or not. And having to deal with the departure of a lot of seniors and their head coach. A first-year guy steps in, is able to lead the Panthers to an undefeated season, and that run is going to be stopped into the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, so 4th down and 11 coming up. But again, even though they might not have gotten to the state championship this time around, there is still a lot to be proud of and a lot to look forward to next season. The Chapman roster is full of juniors, not a ton of seniors from what I've seen, so they'll have a lot of returning talent next year. And Settle looking deep. This one is going to be incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs. It'll force the Panther defense back out onto the field. Ball is at the 36-yard line, I believe. 1st down and 10 for the Lions, who, especially now that Chapman only has 1 timeout, can really start to milk this clock. 6:48 left to go in the game. Let me see if I can grab that Wren score real quick. And the Wren game has gone final. They defeated Woodruff 39-7. So it looks like, again, unless Chapman has something absolutely crazy here in the closing minutes, that the Upper State Championship will be held between the Wren Hurricanes and the Daniel Lions. And this is just going to be a quarterback sweep for Pearman, and he's wrapped up deep in the backfield. That'll be a loss of about 5. 2nd down and 15 coming up. Andre Gonzalez there with the stop, and it is indeed a 5-yard loss, but that clock will continue to roll. and they're going to hand this one off to Graydon, who is swamped at the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard. 3rd down and very long coming up, but I can't imagine that Daniel is going to do anything other than just run this. Below 6 minutes now.
Bring up 3rd and 15.
Third down and 15 coming up again. I would be very surprised if they throw this one, and they are going to throw. And that pass is incomplete, and that'll stop the clock. Tim McClurkin able to break that one up. 5:21 left to go in the game, so Chapman going to get another shot or two at this. Try and put up a few more points before that clock hits triple zeros. Fourth down and 15 coming up. Again, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't run that ball. Again, 3rd and 15, there's really not much hope of picking up the first down anyway. May as well milk the clock while you're at it. Instead, they get a little aggressive, try to throw that one, and the clock stops. Looks like DJ Black back to receive this one. And Black is going to let it bounce, and it'll stop at the Chapman 32-yard line, so it'll be 1st down and 10 from there.
One of our teams will be playing up Panthers Stadium tonight. We want to make it as simple as possible.
Drew Settle and this Chapman offense are going to come out fighting until the very last minute. Split back look. Ethan Cooper and Andrew Colacerdo on either side of Settle. They're going to hand this one off. Or no, it was a triple option, and Settle kept it, and he is chopped down after a 4-yard gain. Looks like he could have gotten a little further. Definitely had some running room, but credit that Daniel defense to clog up that lane quickly. 2nd down and 6 coming up now. Below 5 minutes now. Clock continues to roll. And they're going to hand this one off to Colacerdo, and he is going nowhere. I think he lost a yard. 3rd down and 7 now. And Settle looking long, and absolutely nobody home. Looks like a choice route there for DJ Black, and Black made the right read. He settled down in a soft spot in that zone coverage, and Settle launched it as far as he could, so it'll be 4th down and 7. And Chapman's offense will stay out on the field, and we got stoppage. Nope, I think that was just one referee blowing his whistle. Not sure what that was about. 4:17 left in the game. Ball is on the 36-yard line. 4th down and 7 now. Settle looking to throw, and this pass is caught. That was Cunningham there with the reception. It'll be enough for a Panther 1st down. So Chapman getting a little offensive momentum now. Ball is on the 46-yard line. It'll be under 4 minutes to play after this one, and that pass is caught. That's Cunningham once again, and he steps out of bounds, so we've actually got 4:03 left to play. Clock will stop. There remains 1st down. Ball goes all the way out to what looks to be the 39. And Colacerdo goes up middle and then breaks at the outside, and he is chopped down behind the line of scrimmage. Lost the ball for a moment and then got it back. 2nd down and 11 coming up. I think that's Chapman's 3rd fumble on the night. They've recovered all 3 of them, so no harm, no foul, but they have put it on the ground a couple of times. Second down and 12, actually. Settle looking to throw, sends it straight over the middle. That pass is high and incomplete, intended for McClurkin. Had a DB just all over him on that one. 3:31 left to go in the game. Third down and 12 coming up. Settle going to sling this one, heading over the middle. This one is caught by McClurkin. Looks like the exact same route, and they're able to connect this time. It'll be enough for a first down. And Settle takes off here, and he's got a lot of room to run. Gain of about 17 on that one. And he steps out of bounds, so 3:12 left to go. Clock will stop. We'll see where they spot him. This is either going to be first down and goal or first and 10 from around the 13. And it looks to be the latter. Ball, I think they're going to spot this on the 13 indeed, so they can pick up another first down without scoring. See what the Panthers have dialed up here. And Settle just going to sling this up for the end zone, and that one is incomplete. Can't tell if that's Black or McClurkin. I think it's Black. And yep, McClurkin's near midfield. So DJ Black, the intended receiver there, could not haul that one in. It'll be second down and 10. 3:06 left in the game. And I've got to say, even in the loss, I mean, all of these Chapman players, heck, the players on both sides, I mean, have left nothing on the field at this point. Chapman is still out here fighting to the last breath. And they're going to send this with Scott, who's able to get down to around the 7-yard line. Gain of about 6, it looks like. It'll set up third down and medium. Third down and 6 is the call. Clock is running. About 160 seconds left to go in this one. Closing in on 2:30 now, and we got a flag. I think somebody jumped.
Flag on the play.
Clock is stopped at 2:31 while I get this sorted out. And that one is going against Daniel, so that one will move up a little bit. Or is it? And yeah, now they're moving it up. So it's not going to be enough for a first down, but they are closer than they were for sure. So 3rd and 6 becomes 3rd and 2. Ball is tough to say where it is. I think it's right around the 5. Tight formation here for the Panthers. Settle going to throw out of it, looking for Scott in the flat, who's going to have to make a man miss, and he's able to get a yard out of it, but can't pick up a first down. So it'll be 4th down and 1 coming up. And the clock will roll. Will be below 2 minutes after this play. We'll see if Chapman can get one last touchdown before the night's over. And they're actually going to say Scott lost a yard on that one, so it's 4th and 3. And Settle taking his time at the line, making sure he's got all of his ducks in a row, and I think Chapman took their last time out. And yep, they did. I want to make sure they've got this, what could be their last offensive play. I want to make sure it's a good one. And again, as I was saying earlier, I mean, on both sides, and Chapman in particular, these players have left it all on the field. I mean, they've gone all out on just about every down. Andrew Colasurdo has had an awesome game. He's been going both ways all night. I have not seen him on the sidelines very much. So I imagine he is going to be very tired come tomorrow morning, but he's certainly earned a day of rest, even in a loss. He in particular has had a really solid game. And I think Chapman is bringing out the big boys for this run. Yeah, 2 tight ends on the field, it looks like. This one is probably going straight up the middle. Maybe a read option if they're feeling fancy, but probably not going to be a pass, if I had to guess at least. Oh, and yep, it is going to be a throw. Settle looking for the end zone, and I think he caught it. Yes, he did. Touchdown, Panthers. Is that DJ Black or Tim McClurkin? I can't quite tell. And yet McClurkin is at the bottom of the screen, so DJ Black notches his 3rd touchdown of the game. It has been an on-again, off-again night for him. He's had some really nice touchdown grabs and some drops that have really cost the Panthers, but he's able to end it on a high note there. Again, that we'll see if this is the Panthers' last offensive possession. I mean, a comeback, it is still statistically possible. It's extremely unlikely, but you can't advance an onside kick. But if you do recover those, you get it around the 50-yard line. So it ain't over till it's over. We'll see what Chapman's got dialed up here. Kickoff coming up. This one will have to be an onside attempt. Again, the Panthers have no timeouts, and it is theoretically possible to burn 2 minutes and 20 seconds on a set it down. So if the Panthers aren't able to bring this in, it'll be the last possession of the game, and Daniel can just kneel it out, I imagine. We'll see what they've got dialed up here. And Montalvo's going to get quite a windup for this one. He's 11 yards deep. And just kind of tries to kick it to himself, and I think he might have gotten that. Chapman's sideline certainly thinks he did, and he did. He kicked it right to himself, Pat McAfee style, and brought it in. Again, it is statistically possible that they could get this to overtime. They've got no timeouts and 103 seconds left to work with. Ball is on the 50-yard line. And they actually moved it up to the 49-yard line. So, again, recovering the onside kick is only half of the deal. The Panthers do still have to score, but they seem to have some momentum now. Settle looking over the middle. That pass is incomplete, and we got a flag. Not sure what that was for. It didn't look like Black got interfered with on that one, but he threw his hands up like he thought he did, so we'll check the marker. And indeed, it is pass interference against the Lions, so that'll move up 15 yards all the way out to the 34. Chapman making some nice progress already. 1 minute and 38 seconds left to go. Needless to say, if they can score here and recover another onside kick, things are going to get very, very interesting. Settle looking deep. And had a man open, and did DJ Black drop another one? He's certainly out of step on his defender. I couldn't see where that pass landed, but it falls incomplete. Man, and Chapman would like to have that one back. Black was going to walk into the end zone. Again, I'm not sure if that one hit him or if it was overthrown. But, man, missed opportunity there. Imagine that Chapman is going to be really hard-pressed to get a receiver that open again. 2nd and 10. Settle under some serious heat. Flips it out to Colasordo. He needs to get out of bounds when he can. And he does after a gain of about 4. Clock is stopped at 1:20. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Oh, and I forgot to update the scoreboard. It is 49-35, Daniel. Low snap, 5 receivers set for Settle. Flips it out to Black, who needs to get out of bounds, and I think he did. Hitch route is able to convert on that 3rd down. It will be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 49-35 Chapman, but if they can score here, things are going to get very, very interesting. And Settle looking over the middle, and that is going to be a pass interference for sure. And, yep, there's the flag. I mean, the receiver got completely knocked down there. So that'll be 15 free yards. Ball is on the 23, I believe. That'll move them all the way up to, I'm not sure if it'll be the 8 or if they'll go half the distance to the goal. And they're going to spot him on the 10, it looks like. And it looks like we've got 1st down and goal from the 10, so Chapman cannot pick up a 1st down this time. .68 seconds left to go in this game. Chapman is out of timeouts. Oh, and interesting turn of events. They're going to call this 1st and 1. I don't think I've ever seen that. And Settle's looking for the end zone, and that pass is knocked away at the last moment. DJ Black, the intended receiver, he was looking for his 4th touchdown catch of the game. And now we will transition to a much more common 2nd and 1. Again, that might be the first and last time I ever see 1st down and 1. 1 minute and 3 seconds left now. Split back look for Chapman. Settle under some serious heat. Ball is loose, and if Chapman can't get this back, that might do it. And I'm not sure who ended up with that one. The ball's still on the ground. Daniel's sideline is celebrating, though, and Chapman's defense is out on the field. That'll do it. So Daniel picked the perfect time to dial up the blitz, and that is the 4th fumble of the game by Chapman. And they finally end up losing one. And it comes at the perfect time for Daniel. Again, things were about to get really, really interesting if Chapman was able to score there. But instead, looks like your final from Panther Stadium is going to be 49-35 in favor of the Daniel Lions after a hard-fought, and I mean hard-fought game in which the Panthers did not go away until quite literally the very last minute. So certainly a heartbreaking loss to end the season on, but and we got some attrition now. Yep. Again, the clock is running. And again, just such a hard situation to end the season on. And I mean, you can't blame these guys for getting upset. But Coach Cav and this Chapman team, I mean, they have done a phenomenal job for what they came into this season with. Limited practice due to the coronavirus. Roster with a lot of question marks after a bunch of seniors from last year's state championship team left. And even though it stings to lose, especially at home like this, they've had a nice season and they've got a lot to build on going into year 2 of the Cav tenure here at Chapman High School. Until then, though, your final from Panther Stadium, 49-35, in favor of the Daniel Lions. They will be playing the Wren Hurricanes at Wren next week. And as a little extension from Chapman High School, we would like to wish the Daniel Lions good luck in their upcoming games, because if the Daniel Lions end up winning the state championship, and that makes this loss look a little bit better. And you can see on the sideline down there for Chapman, or they're out of frame at the moment, but there's definitely a lot of smiles to be had down there. Again, there are some hung heads to be sure, but there's not a ton to be upset about. I think you can kind of see it in pregame. I think the Dillon Lions were just some bigger players. They had some really strong looking guys.
Everyone please drive safely on the way home, and remember,
Chapman, they have got the pieces. Maybe not quite there yet, but we'll see what happens next season. We got a lot of talent returning, and from what I've heard, a good bit of talent coming in from Mabry Middle School. Could be interesting to see if any of the freshmen there make an impact. We'll catch you next time. We'll be looking into streaming some of the winter events for Spartanburg School District 1 coming up in January and February. Namely, the basketball is the main one they're looking at. Until then, though, signing off for our broadcast crew of Jackson Ruff and Deandra Ruff up on the roof. I am Luke Ruff.